Hi, welcome friends. I'm Reiki Rita Roberts. Thank you for tuning in. Normally, this would be a functional family Friday for us, but I thought I'd come on live, take a moment for you to actually interact with me and talk about some of the programs that I've been working on diligently to try to get out there for you. So welcome. So if you don't know me already, my name is Rita Roberts, aka Reiki Rita. I'm a holistic parenting coach. I'm an author of the book Parents with Price Tags, and mostly I'm an energy healer, a Reiki master, something that's very near and dear to my heart, because Reiki is all about love, unconditional love. Aside from that, I'm also a mother of 3 grown kids and a grandmother of a little grandson, soon to be 2. I've also got 30 years, well, more than 30 plus years of parenting experience, and I've been married once, twice, divorced, remarried, dated, redated. So I've got a lot of experience behind me, all right? So I'm here to help you today. So what I specialize in and what I really love to do is the emotional healing of parents, especially those that are struggling with negative emotions, right? So I help empower them to become happier, healthier parents. So that's the goal here. So I want to thank you for showing up today, whether you're here live or watching the replay, really doesn't matter. The fact that you're here proves that you're a concerned parent and you're a responsible parent who's willing to invest in the quality of their family life. And as you know, as we all know, right, the time is now to learn that right now, to invest in the quality of your life, because never before in the history of time has the quality of family life been more important than it is right now. With all the COVID fear going on, the lockdowns, curfews, we're spending, whether we like it or not, more and more time together with our families, all right? And that was the first thing of concern for me, for those that are dealing with, homes that aren't as loving as we believe they should be. There's a lot of problems going on there. So I will address COVID today because it's a huge part of our reality and it's a huge part of families right now. So I can't talk about this without talking about COVID, all right? So I'm guessing you're here today for 2 reasons. One, something in your family life isn't working and you have no idea how to fix it. Or number 2, you're curious to know about the divorce or the happy parent program, whether it's the married one or the divorced. And you're hoping that it's the answer to your problems. So that's why you're tuning in. Okay? So again, feel free to reach out. I'm not going to bite you. Please ask me questions. I'm approachable. I'm here to help. That's why I'm here. I know this is a heavy topic, but if you want to get happy and you want to survive this COVID reality, these lockdowns, and live in a peaceful home, we have to start talking about it. We can't keep our head in the sand anymore. We have to talk about it, okay, in order to fix it. So I'm guessing that your problem is your family life is stressful and your family relationships have been very difficult or challenging, okay? And I'm guessing your problem is that you tried different ways to fix these things and nothing's working. In fact, it may have even got worse, okay? And now you're frustrated, completely exhausted, and even doubtful that it's ever going to get better, right? I get it. So here's a common problem for most parents. No one teaches us how to be good parents, right? Especially if you had poor parent role models growing up, because we're depending on our parents to teach us, the internet, so forth and so on. But if you had poor parent role models, that's a real problem. The other problem is, if you're a divorced parent, no one teaches us to be happily divorced parents, okay? Especially if you're still holding on to anger towards your ex-husband or your ex-wife. So we're fumbling around trying to figure this all out ourselves. The good news is that I've fumbled around for many, many, many years, and I believe I have a great solution to those problems. So stick around. So there's two facts that you need to know, okay? Number one, every parenting decision you make is based on fear or love. So depending on the vibration that you're at, whether you're vibrating and happy in a place of love, or you're vibrating unhappy, sad in a place of fear, okay? So every parenting decision, in fact, every decision in life is based on whether we're in love or whether we're in fear, okay? And number two, no family works in the absence of love, okay? It was created in love, conceived in love. Think about when you took your marriage vows, you were in love. When you conceived your child, you were in love, okay? And it was happy times then, right? Because you were functioning in love. So if you think about it, stop and think for a minute. Actually, nothing works in the absence of love. Not your diet, not your finances, not your job, not your family. All right? So it's safe to say that families living in love will work and are functional, and families living in fear won't work and they become dysfunctional. So a lot of times we think of dysfunction as, super, abusive or violent or addictive. No. Yes, that's extreme dysfunction, but dysfunction could also be subtle, all right? Could also be dirty looks, being emotionally unavailable, right? So wherever love is gone and fear is more, that's what makes it dysfunctional. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the characteristics of a loving family, all right? Just so you're very clear, I want to show you what a loving family looks like and what a fearful family looks like. So a loving family, typically both parents are happy and they love themselves, right? They practice self-love, they respect themselves. Both parents have good holistic health, meaning they invest in a well-versed health regimen, their physical health, their mental health, emotional health, and their spiritual health. Both parents are conscious. It means they're emotionally evolved, they have emotional intelligence, okay? And they're emotionally available for each family member, okay? Both parents are in love, they care for each other, and they respect one another, okay? The children in these homes are happy, they're loving, they're respectful, and they're considerate of their parents, okay? Extended family members are also, decent, respectable, loving people. This includes aunts, uncles, grandparents, cousins, and so on. In a loving family, people actually enjoy socializing together. They don't dread or feel obligated. They actually enjoy it. This is why COVID's very difficult right now. I know for me, it's really like hurting my spirit very deeply that I have to be away from my children, and each one of your children are feeling different levels of fear. And everyone's dealing with COVID very differently, and the lack of socializing. That's extremely harmful emotionally. All right, so other characteristics are all family members respect each other. They care about each other, and they're positive people. Okay? They practice some sort of faith or belief system, right, to overcome fear. All right? They're not necessarily religious, but they believe in something bigger than mankind. There's something out there in the universe that's watching over us. So they have a belief system. And I could tell you as a healer, most of the people that came to me that were depressed had lost their faith in God or something bigger than themselves. And almost all of them, suffered from depression. Because let's face it, when we're living in times like this, where we have no control over anything but what's happening in our families, we need to hold on to hope that there's something bigger out there that's looking out for us, and this too will pass. Okay? So more characteristics is loving families tend to avoid or set healthy boundaries around what I call energy vampires. Okay? These are the negative, toxic, hurtful, addictive people that are, happy to take your energy and break you down. Okay? They also grow love with more love, meaning they're good examples of kindness, gratitude, generosity. They tend to volunteer their time. They help less fortunate people. They donate money or food or their time. Okay? So they tend to practice acts of kindness, generosity, and gratitude. Because when you're in a place of love, more love grows. And when you're in that place, you're willing to share the abundance of love because you're happy and you're overflowing and you want to help other people. Kind of like what I'm doing right now. Okay? So that's the characteristics of a loving family. So let's talk about the characteristics of a fearful, fear-based family, which is probably like yours and was like mine, right? Like 98% of the people out there, right? So the characteristics of fearful families is parents tend to be unhappy, okay? And they have no respect for themselves. They don't love themselves. Some don't even like themselves and have a very low self-worth, okay? These parents are struggling with negative emotions. Many are angry, fearful, feel guilty, shame, resentment, depression, anxiety. Some are struggling with grief and loss, especially in these unprecedented times. Okay. Characteristics too is some of them have unhappy marriage. I know I talked about the topic of the happy divorced parent, but whether you're divorced or still married, you're unhappy. Your marriage is on the rocks, or you're separated or divorced, or you're co-parenting with an extremely stressful or toxic ex-spouse. Okay? This brings fear into the family. They tend to feel overwhelmed, overstretched, overstressed. This is pretty much all of us right now. And their children are unhappy, difficult to deal with. They're not listening. They're not behaving. okay? They're disrespectful, they're angry, some are depressed, some are even suicidal. There's a big mess going on right now, okay? My heart is just can't take it. That's why I'm here to help. Please accept the help. Parents or co-parents no longer love, respect, or effectively communicate with each other in fear-based families. A lot of times they're not even listening to what they're saying, right? The home itself lacks love, tends to be more traumatic, negative, abusive, very lonely. And this causes unhappiness, right, and fear, okay? Parents are already fearful, highly stressed, doubtful, or hopeless right now, okay? And there's a huge lack of fun going on, right? These families tend to feel more obligated and stressed, okay? So even if they want to do something. Now the good thing is about being locked down with your family during COVID, as I mentioned in my crazy Christmas video, is now you have the great opportunity to reset the boundaries, and the government is giving you an excuse to not have to see those toxic people that are hurting you and your family, okay? So you may want to embrace some of the advantages that you have. So continue on with the characteristics of fearful families. Is a lot of them, the members actually encourage negativity, drama, and pain. Now you might say, why the hell would someone do that? But I remember growing up in my family, they actually thrived off of the bad news, like if someone died or there was, like what recently happened in the news on Parliament Hill and with the whole Trump, thing. They would thrive off of it. They'd feed off of it because negativity attracts negativity. Positivity attracts positivity. So it's not a surprise to me. That's how they get their energy. So having said that, many of these fearful families have an absence of faith. They're more ego-based. They have no belief system. They only believe in the physical world, that, it is what it is. And they only believe in what they can control, right? They don't look beyond that there may be something bigger. Even with all the spiritual signs in the world, they'll never believe there's anything other than what they see on the news. In their reality, they just don't, okay? And the parents or the members in the family may even be energy vampires themselves. They tend to be more ego-based, selfish, self-centered. It's all about them. Many are narcissistic, negative. Some are bullies, some are victims. Some are controllers, some are addictive people. Okay, so that's what you're going to see. Now, when I explain the characteristics of it, doesn't mean you have to have all of them. Just having 1, 2, 3 of those characteristics is enough to send your family off balance, okay? So it's very, very important right now, again, more than ever, and you're going to hear me say this, to take action and start fixing your family life, okay? So question, which of the emotions is in your family? Are you living in a love-based family? I doubt it, or you wouldn't be here. Or are you living in a fear-based family? Most are fear. Okay. So how are you doing out there before I continue? We're the 8th day of January. Are you living up to your promises? Are you, doing what you promised yourself you would do? Are you starting with a clean slate and pushing through? If you said no, then guess what? Don't feel so bad. Don't beat yourself up. Most people drop the ball. People like myself are here to coach you through it, to pick you up, to keep you motivated, and to help you evolve. So, keep on going, all right? Reach out. So I'm guessing you're here today because you're living in a fear-based family or dysfunctional, and or if you're divorced, you're definitely living or dealing with dysfunction, because divorce is another form of dysfunction, okay? Which makes you at risk of remaining unhappy, unfortunately, okay? So you gotta remember, when something's broken in the absence of love, then it's dysfunctional. It will not work. So again, more than ever before, with the high amount of global stress and fear in the world right now, this stuff is going to continue to zap our energy and keep us stuck in unhappiness and worry and fear. Okay? So more than ever before, we're going to have to pull it together and do what we can to ride the wave until things change and get better. In the meantime, you can't let your family or your health or your happiness deteriorate. And as a parent, your children are counting on you. They're looking up to you. They're more confused than ever. These poor children, my heart goes out to them. You know, they're in school, they're out of school. You know, they're this, they're that. They can do this, they can that. They can see their friends, they can't. So there's such confusion going on that these children don't have the life experience that you do, and they're counting on you to help them through it. But if you're falling apart yourself, stressed to the max, you know, worried, and I get it, there's legitimate worries. I got my own going on as well, you know. But we got to get through it, and we have to find a way to cope. And I have that way to help you cope, okay? So that's the good news. Now, the other part of that is that you have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to want to do this work, okay? If you're not, then I assure you, you're going to get sucked into this vortex of negativity, media scare, hype, and you won't know how to come back from that, okay? So let's talk about that. We can't talk about families without talking about what COVID-19 is doing to our families, okay? Number one, it's caused more stress and fear in our families than ever before, okay? On top of that, we can't always be with each other to support each other, especially if you're living in a functional family. And the other part is, we have no idea when or if this COVID stress and fear is going to go away, okay? It's day by day. Listening to Rob Ford and listening to Trudeau and, you know, worrying about Trump and what he's doing to the world. These are real problems, okay? So now add that to the problems you have at home. You know, it's a recipe for disaster. So we have to start fixing stuff. And we can only work with what we can actually control, okay? And you have control of your family, all right? So let's talk about the negative effects of COVID fear, okay? Because if you're already living in a fear-based family and now you've got COVID fear, these are some of the things that we have to deal with. Number one, increase in negative mental and emotional health, okay? Many more people are sad, lonely, grief-stricken. They've lost people and they can't grieve properly, right? The separation from loved ones, that usually will pick us up. You know, I know we're doing the virtual thing, but as a touch healer, I could tell you, it's not the same as holding somebody, touching somebody, okay? There's healing in that. So it's really hard on our mental health and our emotional health. A lot of people are getting depressed. Their anxiety's shooting up, okay? Many are suicidal, right? Suicide rate has doubled in young people right now. This is tragic what's going on, okay? So with all that, there's going to be an increase in negative emotions, more anger, more bullying, rebellion, control, worry, doubt, fear, mistrust, A lot of mistrust. We don't know what the truth is, okay? Unhappiness and disappointment and on, okay? So a lot of increase in negative emotions. Let's talk about the loss of financial security that many of us are dealing with. Some have lost their jobs. Some have got minimum wage jobs, and that doesn't support their families anymore, okay? Business closures. As an entrepreneur, I can tell you my business is very much affected. That's why I'm moving a lot of it online to help you, okay? Business closures, and a lot of us become dependent on the government versus our own, means of making money, right? Uncertain future. We don't have control of what's going on anymore in our future with the lockdowns, the closures, talking about curfews now, right? So again, more stress for parents. You parents with young children are homeschooling. You have a lot more house responsibilities, more laundry, more meals to make. A lot of people are working from home when they'd rather not, okay? Because you need to get out. We need to interact. It's mind-boggling. All right, health and safety, right? We're worried about catching COVID, right? Overcoming it, taking the vaccine. There's so much talks about vaccines. Do I wear a mask? Don't I wear a mask, right? Living and, being confined to your home. Are you living with an abuser, right? Or do you have other health problems that have gone on the back burner because of COVID? There's a lot of people with other issues, diabetes, heart disease, cancers. This is unbelievable. The stress and the fear. Our environment has become reckless. We're seeing more and more irresponsible people, global rebellions, protests, negative protests. Nothing wrong with protesting, quietly and peacefully, but negative protests, weak or reckless leadership, oh my God. Again, like a family, if the parent is not solid and stable and balanced, the family will fall apart. Same with what's happening in our society. If leadership is not strong, healthy, positive, genuine, authentic, then our world's falling apart, okay? And education. Again, many parents are homeschooling, and we're worried about the future of our child's educations. What's going on, So there's a lot of fear. And if you're already living in dysfunction, you're unhappy, dealing with a difficult ex, driving you nuts, okay, then this is going to be even more overwhelming. Please listen to what I'm saying. I went through this without COVID. I can't imagine how you're coping with all the COVID fear on top of being an unhappy, divorced, or even married person. Okay? Because again, never before in the history of time has the quality of your family life been more important than now. Okay? So you want to get through this and survive this. Okay? You have to change what's going on in your family. You do have control of this. You have control of your family, your livelihood there. Okay? So I'm reaching out to you as a parent to say, don't give up. There is, a solution. And I've got one for you. So stick around. All right? So if you're truly serious about wanting a better family life and healthier family relationships to survive COVID or any other storm that comes our way in the future, then you need to get your family back to love. And the only way you're going to do that is you need to be happy yourself and grounded, okay? Now, I'm not saying you're going to be happy every second of the day and do the happy dance, but you're not happy people, they can sustain a lot of what's going on, negativity. They're grounded, they can cope better, all right? They don't become reactive, they become proactive. And they do it in a loving, healthy, happier way. Okay? Doesn't mean happy people are immune to this or don't get upset. Hey, I get it, and I'm pissed off with what's going on. But you gotta let your flesh go through it, deal with all the fear, negativity that's going on. But then I always say, cry for the day, the next day, get up, wipe your tears, settle down, meditate, reach out to the universe or a higher belief system, and get grounded again so you can see clearly, think clearly, act clearly. But if you're unhappy and you're dealing with this, you're going to feel like you're drowning in a sea of confusion and not know how to get out of it. And this is why so many people give up. Okay? So, let me just move that. Hello to everybody. Thank you for tuning in. So, yes, it pays to do the work to control what you can control and let go and let God deal with what you can't control. Okay? And the other thing about love is love sustains us. It fills us up. So when we're in a loving family, even though I can't see my little grandson right now, you know, I'm so full up with love. And thankfully, I do have a visual. We all do have visuals through the internet. That love will sustain us no matter how far, how wide we are from our families or friends that keep us going. You know, love will hold us through all the negativity. However, fear will not. Fear will convince you that everything's hopeless, that things will never get better. You may as well give up, okay, and go flush your head down the toilet. And it's totally not true. If you think back in the history of time, okay, there have been so many other things and events, critical events, wars, diseases, you know, financial devastations, recessions, depressions that people have overcome. Yes, some people will pass, some people will stay, some people will go. But we've always overcome it. So fear is a liar. Fear will hold you there stuck and make you believe that nothing will change and you may as well give up. Then when you have that belief, you lock into your old triggered, you know, negative emotions that make you angry and rebellious. This is what's going on out there, okay? We need to hold it together, think it through, do what we can and let go of what we can't, okay? So you ask me, well, how do I do that, Rita? How do I fix this? You have to get happy, okay? You have to heal what's ailing you inside so you could be grounded, level-headed, make the right decisions and choices for your family during this time and in the future, okay? And know that your children are watching you. They're depending on you. They're confused. And if you're confused, they're going to be confused. If you're solid and confident, they're going to be solid and confident. So please, if you can't do it for yourself, do it for your children, okay? Happiness is an energy of self-love and gratitude. So people that tend to be happy tend to be more grateful. Now you'd say, what the hell are we grateful for with this? There's a lot of positive that's actually happening through the COVID experience, all right? Aside from the sickness, people are coming together. People are spending more time at home. Again, if your home's not happy, right? People are paying attention to what's more important, okay? People are spending time working at home, so they're saving on commuting. So off the top of my head, that's some of the positive stuff, right? The world is waking up. We've been in a deep sleep, completely unconscious for so long. But now we're starting to wake up to reality. This is real. This stuff that's going on. You know, most of us have been transfixed to our computers and our cell phones and so oblivious to life in general. But this has shaken us up and waking us up. So I see that as a positive, okay? This too will pass. Vaccines will come. People will heal, and we'll move forward with this, okay? So don't give up. In the words of my beautiful aunt, who's looking over this and probably having a smoke and saying, oh my God, never give up. Don't give up. Push through. I'm here for you. We're going to do this together, okay? You got to take the next step. So let's talk about some of the benefits to being a happier parent, okay? No more stressful family drama. Thank you, God, for that. No more anger, anxiety, unhappiness. Now, I'm not saying you'll never feel that, but you won't live there, okay? Again, you'll go through it, evaluate, release, communicate, and let go, okay? No more heated arguments and power struggles, okay? You're able to set healthy emotional boundaries, right? And you only have healthy, positive, mutual, loving, respectful relationships with people in your family, your friends, and so on, okay? You're not going to hang out with negative Nelly, because you realize it's draining your energy. And you don't feel obligated because you feel confident that you could tell them that you no longer have things in common and release that, right? So you have better mental, emotional, physical, spiritual health, okay? You have free time to pursue new hobbies, new interests, because you're not using all your energy, dealing with drama. Your self-esteem is healthier, and you attract, as a divorced person, a new, healthier love interest into your life, okay? I know dating right now has to be very creative for you. I can't imagine being a divorced or single, separated parent trying to date. It was crazy back when I was dating, so can't imagine. But you're going to have to be very creative as well for now, okay? You'll have the ability to attract new positive friends who get you, that understand. I remember when I got divorced, my family didn't get me. They're like, who the hell is this person? We remember you like this. So family doesn't always get you, but new people that have gone through the same experiences will get you, okay? So don't give up. You will find new friends, right? You'll have the self-confidence and the balance and the wisdom to be a good parent. I have to laugh because a lot of people just think that good parents come naturally just because you're a good person. Wrong. I'm actually going to do a video on that next week. And the ability to communicate effectively to a difficult ex-spouse. Okay? You'll have that ability. You'll hold the space, stay grounded, even if they're doing all kinds of craziness in front of you. All right? You're not going to be reactive. You're not going to lose your marbles. Okay? This is what being happy and grounded and emotionally evolved means. Okay? And you'll have the ability to cope with change in a positive way. Fear-based people tend to stick their head in the sand and avoid change. Well, you know how much energy you're wasting avoiding change? If that's you, change is inevitable. It's a part of life. We change from a baby to an adult, to an adult, to an elder. The seasons change. We change our clothes. Everything changes, okay? So the fact that you're trying to stop change, you're losing so much energy to that. But that's what fear-based people do. They stay stuck, even if it's in pain, right? In a place that they're comfortable with or familiar. But when you're happy and healthy, you embrace change and you cope with change. And you'd be able to cope with COVID, okay? Best of all, you become a positive role model for your children. Remember, they're looking up to you. You enable happy, respectful, kind loving children, okay? And you are able to create a peaceful, loving home that you want to be part of, okay, that everybody wants to be part of, right? I remember when I was growing up, there was one family that we all wanted to live in because it just seemed so much warmer and loving there than my own family. So let that family be yours, okay? Does that sound good to you? Sounds good to me. Wouldn't you want that for you and your family? Absolutely. Of course you would. Any good, responsible, loving parent would, like yourself, okay? So I want to caution you that if you're still holding on to anger, resentment, guilt, or unforgiveness towards anybody, particularly your ex, even your child, friends, family members, this is only going to hurt you, not them, because they go on with their lives, okay? So the only one who's doing it is you, all right? And if you're no longer willing to stay stuck in fear and your emotional pain and unhappiness, then I can help you. In fact, I want to help you. Question is, do you want to help yourself? Okay? If you do, and I'm hoping that you said yes, and that's why you're here today, is I have 2 programs started, right? One for married people and one for divorced parents. It's called the Happy Parent. So one's the Happy Parent for those that are married, and the other one is the Happy Divorced Parent for those parents that are divorced and struggling, okay? And both of them are a parent emotional empowerment program, which helps you heal your emotions, right? That's why it's called the Happy Parent. Get you out of the muck and into the light, okay? So they're a unique parenting program because they consist of actually 4 stages, but 3/4 is a bonus master stage. So the first stage is about emotional awareness. Actually, you can't heal something till you know what the problem is. So in stage 1, which is available right now, you're going to learn, we're going to dig down deep into your family life, with your parents, relationships there, any fear or negativity that you may be harboring that you're not even aware of, that you even brought into your divorce, and now you've got this other level of dysfunction. Okay, so emotional awareness, right? Just like when you go to the doctor, he can't fix you till he knows your symptoms. So the same thing, I can't help you get fixed till we know what we're dealing with. Okay, so that's level 1. Okay, stage 1. Stage 2 is emotional freedom. I call it X Be Gone for the divorced parent group and Done with Drama for the married ones. This is where all the stuff that you uncovered in stage 1, we're actually going to do the healing work and start releasing, letting go. The guilt, the shame, the anger, right? The unforgiveness. And then stage 3 is emotional empowerment. This, what that means is you get to be in control of your emotions, not your emotions controlling you, okay? That's what's happening right now. So empowerment means you learn emotional intelligence. You learn to be proactive, not reactive. And you learn this through self-love. That many of us have lost our way, especially those that grew up in dysfunctional homes. We don't love ourselves because we've been told we're not good enough, we're stupid, we'll never amount to anything. So a lot of us did not learn to love ourselves. We knew how to love ourselves once when we were children, but then we believe all the lies that we're not good enough. So in the 3rd stage, we're going to empower ourselves again. We're going to get back to your authentic self and who you really are and who God intended you to be. That's exciting. Stage 4 is emotional intelligence. It's where we actually learn how to communicate better, more effectively, listen better, and so forth, so on. That would be a master class, okay? So these programs are specifically designed, uniquely designed, to help both the married and the divorced parent, all the problems that each group is dealing with, okay? Who are tired of being unhappy, want a peaceful home, done with the drama, sick of dealing with their toxic ex, and want a better life for themselves, okay? Now, the time is passing by quickly, so I'm not going to get into a lot about the details of the program. I'm going to, however, attach a link to the sales page for both programs, right? Both the Happy Parent and the Happy Divorced Parent. There you can go to more details. But what I will tell you is that because this is a tough month, okay, and I want to help you reach your 2021 goals, okay, and help you through COVID crazy, that I've reduced the price, the normal regular price of stage 1, which is 10 modules, okay? You get one a week, and each one has one homework assignment, right? And it has a live video of me speaking to you, working through it, presentation. So it's totally doable. It's not overwhelming. So it's 10 weeks. That is normally goes for a price of $9.97, which for any of you that have come for one-on-one coaching, know that that's a steal, okay? A lot of my time, energy, blood, sweat, tears has gone into this to help you. So I'm happy to do it. And for the month of January, only till January 31st, so don't wait, I'm dropping the price 50% off. So you can get this for $4.97 Canadian. So if you're in the US, you're laughing. Jump on it. Now, if you think that $4.97 is still a lot, well, what are you paying for counseling? Okay, therapy, for meds, right? This is another solution that's holistic, that's not going to involve any of that, but your time and energy, I will be honest, you have to devote and be willing to do this, okay? My life didn't get better with my son and my children. You know, after my divorce was a shit show. You know, I was angry, pissed off, hated men, you know. Again, nobody tells you how to be divorced. Nobody helps you how to be a good parent. You're on your own, until now, you know. You can continue to do what you're doing, but obviously it's not working. So I'm here to help you, and if you understand the way I work, I'm very matter of fact, get to the point. I don't waste a lot of your time, you know. So you'll like the program, I assure you. And it's online, which means you could stop and start whenever you need. Because I know you're busy. You're a parent, for God's sake. Stop and start whenever you need. You know, you could go into a private room and deal with some of the emotional healing that you need to versus being live in a group and embarrassed. So now you have the privacy being online and you get to keep it forever, okay? So I think that's a great deal. I know it is. Now the thing is, you have to feel the investment's worth it. So if you go to the sales page on the link I've attached, scroll down through the sales page, you'll see where you can purchase, okay? And purchase now, so I'll include that link. So this concludes our live chat today. Thank you for tuning in. You know, I really respect your time, so I'm not going to go on much further. And I want to thank you for the parent that you are, for investing your time and your precious energy today in learning how to improve your family life. You know, how to become a happy, healthier, more grounded parent through COVID and all these other struggles with life. You know, I applaud you for that. It takes a lot of courage to admit that you're having problems, okay? We do this, people do it all the time. But please, 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 don't let it go further. Because I can tell you, like any other problem, whether it's physical, financial, emotional, okay, the more you prolong and leave it without doing something about it, it's going to get worse. And some things aren't fixable then, okay? You go beyond the tipping point, and then I can't even help you, okay? So right now, I can help you. And this is being presented to you. Question is, are you gonna take it? Are you gonna step through? Having said that, you've got 10 days to refund the program. If you're not happy in 10 days and you looked around and this isn't your thing, I'll give you back your money. So you've got nothing to lose, okay? Thing is, you have to feel that you're worth it, your family's worth it, because you gotta remember, your family's not going anywhere. It's going to be with you forever. And if you disconnect, like we are disconnecting as without our choice, you know how painful that can be, okay? So a lot of times people will take a vacation thinking they can fix things in 1 week. We can't even do vacations anymore. So you can't get away from your family. And even if you physically get away, they're still up here in your head, okay? So I'm telling you, if you want to heal and you want to have a better quality life even after this is over with, then you have to invest in the time to fix it. And right now, you have the time to fix it, okay? So again, online, you stop and start. So again, take advantage, the 50% off sale right now till the end of January. Then it's back to $9.97, okay? So I'm giving you a month, but don't wait, okay? I know you're gonna procrastinate, so you have time to do it. No, whatever I can do to help you get started, I'm happy to do. So reach out. So from my family to yours and my heart to yours, thank you for tuning in today. May God bless you, keep you safe, okay, through these times. Please stay hopeful. Know that this will pass, okay, and everything will be well. Take the steps now to heal your family. God bless you, and see you next week.